Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by more people, which gets the message of spirit out to more people. So, thank you so very much for doing so. So, let's see what the tarot has to say. Oh, and if you're interested in a private reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It is linked in the description box below. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. Let me just make sure you can see everything. Fantastic. All right, so we are crowned here with Justice reverse. So with the month of August, this is going to be very interesting. So you can be having a bit of difficulty with a Libra energy, being aware of this. If there's Libra in your chart, if there's Libra in your life, time frame September 23rd to October 22nd, you might find this to be a difficult, challenging time. You can also find that some things are out of balance. A lot of change can be happening. You feel like, okay, it's not justice, not fair, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I have to do all these different things all at once. And it's overwhelming. So being aware of that is important, like, because this is an energy that's coming forward. But also here, it's like, how do I balance me? How am I fair and harmonizing to myself? Also, while looking at things and saying, okay, some things just aren't going to be fair. And I can spend my whole life, very much the great expectations, Ms. Hamilton, who spent her whole life in her wedding dress that she never took off after she was jilted at the altar with, like, it wasn't fair and I'm going to live in that anger and that hurt forever. It's like, no, I'm releasing it and I'm letting it go. I'm like, I don't want this anymore. And that's very much an energy that's coming here for us Aries, where it's like, okay, this is weird. Like, this was overwhelming. It wasn't fair, but I'm not defined by it. It's not going to be what defines me. And also, we're going to be looking at things and saying, why am I bending over backwards for everyone, trying to be fair to everyone, and I'm forgetting about myself? So that's going to be really important here as well. It moves us then to the 10 of Wands. We're releasing ourselves from the endless weight that we're carrying, the endless, like, responsibilities and, demands. It doesn't mean that we release our responsibilities and say, figure it out. What it means is that we're seeing more than just the dirt on our shoes. And that's a very big thing, because sometimes, life gets intense, especially when things aren't just, when things aren't fair, when you're carrying so much. It's like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to create? How am I supposed to cultivate? How am I supposed to live a life that I even remotely dreamed of, with all this energy here? And so with the 10 of Wands, there's a release. There's a sense of putting down the burdens that you're carrying, but also putting down the weight that other people need to be carrying. It's like, okay, you know what? You need to do this because I'm going to take care of this. And I'm cultivating, I'm moving forward, and I'm embracing my prosperity. You're coming to a completion of a cycle. You're coming to a completion of a cycle when it comes to career, when it comes to your passion, when it comes to all these different things. It's like you could be kind of like, oh, what is it? Was it in the movie Spirited Away? Or no, it's in some movie where I think it was a Studio Ghibli movie where, like, they just pile things on. It's like these animals just, like, pile these things on their backs and they move around with that weight, on them. And that's what we're releasing. It's like, no, I don't want this anymore. And it moves us to the moon. The moon is very strong Pisces energy. So if you're born on the cusp with Pisces, February 19th to March 20th, if you have Pisces energy in your chart, Aries, this comes through very powerfully and very purposefully during this time. It's looking at what you dream of, but it's also looking at your fears. And sometimes, actually a lot of times, Aries, what can be going on in our lives is that we're looking at the fears that we have. We're looking at how we're overwhelmed. And we can really be thinking to ourselves, like, how is it that I make myself look so strong and so powerful that my fears cannot take me down? So we work in, like, fighting our fears, fighting our doubts, because Aries, we're the god of war, right? Aries is the god of war. We're ruled by Mars, the god of war, different pantheons, Greek and Roman, but, like, pretty much same thing. But we're the ram, and the ram is the lamb. And a lamb is not known for its war making at all. So here, there is a sense of, as I look at my fears, I look at the softer side of me that I can be afraid to let show to the world, But we don't have to show it to the world. I need to show it to myself. And as I look at my fears, as I look at things in a different way, as I open up my eyes, I see myself differently. I see myself more openly, more honestly, more connectively with myself. And with the moon, we're also seeing our ever-changing face. The moon just doesn't have one face and that's it, like the sun, one face, that's it. The moon forever changes their face. And that is going to be us here as well. We are forever changing. We are forever growing. We are forever becoming. And it moves us then to the chariot, to the Hierophant reversed. And the Hierophant, this is Taurus energy, time frame April 20th to May 20th. So we can be having a bit of difficulty with Taurus energy, but we're having difficulty, and this can be Taurus energy in our chart if we're born on the cusp with Taurus energy in our life, but it's structure. It's saying it has to be like this. You have to play by these rules. This is going to be a month where it's like, why? Why do I have to do this? Like, why do I have to play by these rules? Why do I have to, move forward in this structure, in this way of doing things? And you're going to see that even if you are playing, kind of quote unquote by the rules, you're playing your own game. You're moving forward in your own tenacity. This can also be certain commitments that we have had that, we're struggling with, or we've struggled with. This can be a relationship that's fallen apart, or a career that we thought was going to go one way and it's going the other way. Or we're looking at things and saying, well, I don't even like this anymore. I don't want to live here anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And it's going to be some sort of revelations that really prompt us to look at things differently, but to embrace a change that we thought, oh, we're just going to stay like this forever. And now it's like, no, I need things to change. I need to look at things differently for myself. With the 5 of Cups, it's change your mind, change your life. Very interesting. It's the repeat of the number 5. 5 is a freedom number. We can feel unfree or not free in certain ways of having to be, right? In certain ways of like, these are the rules, this is the structure, this is it. With the 5 of Cups, embrace what you love. Embracing what you love is going to be super important, but turning around, because we're going to have certain things that have failed in our lives. We just will. It's a human, but they become the thing that we look at, late at night. They become the thing that our heart turns to, and it's wearing us down. It's making us sad. It's making us anxious. It's making us overwhelmed. But Spirit is saying, okay, those cups, those 3 cups, spilt. Wine spilt into the earth. What does that make? Mud. Do you want mud? No, you don't want mud. Turn around. Look at the 2 of Cups. Look at the healing, beautiful love that's right there with you. Because I love this for you. I love that there's the sense of like, okay, we're going to see our fears. All right, things aren't just, they aren't fair. That's fine. We are building the bonfire. We are calling the power to us. We're not playing by other people's rules because we're done with that. Like, it's nonsense. We've tried, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. It didn't do for us what we wanted it to do. And then it moves us to the 8 of Cups. I'm choosing me. I'm choosing me, Aries. And as you choose yourself, and as you say, I'm moving forward towards the unknown, but with a lightness of heart, a joy of spirit, a real sense of like, this is what I want. That's what I'm going for. The 8 of Cups can also be, an ending as severe as a divorce, but also when we have an awakening, it's an ending as severe as a divorce with our old life. It's like, no, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not falling into these patterns, or I'm calling them out. I can have a bad day, fine, but I'm not going to have a bad week. I'm not going to have a bad month, type of thing. I am choosing to walk in my path of love. Some things we're not going to be able to figure out. And it's going to be actually when we step away from it that all of a sudden we can be like, oh, that's what that meant. Or, oh, that was that word I was looking for. Or, oh, that was the thing. We can build it and we can create with it. And that's going to be very assuring. So let's see what our spirit energy is. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, what should we do for August? Oh, put a butterfly. Put a butterfly in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced at random. So good luck to everyone, angels and spirit guides. Here we have clarity. And this is wild rose. I love that. I love wild roses. I love roses. They're my favorite flowers, like in the world. And so here with clarity coming forward in the wild rose, I just see it also as the clarity being a surprise. When you're on a walk and you get the smell of like sun-soaked roses and it just surprises you. You're like, ooh, what is that beautiful smell? That's going to be the clarity that comes in. It's going to be little bits of just wonderment that come in, beauty that come in. And it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize. Like, I didn't know that I could head on this head in this direction, or that I could be open to this world. It moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is holistic health. This is the root chakra, and this is embracing our health. This is embracing our healing. This is paying attention to our body and saying, hey, what makes me feel good? What does my body need now that maybe my body doesn't need at other times? It's trying to eat as naturally as possible. I don't mean to sound like a broken record or, anything like that, but if it grows from the ground, if it eats what grows from the ground, those are good things to eat. I mean, I still eat bread and things like that, a little bit here and there, but just trying to be as whole food based as possible. Yes, is expensive, I get that, but also it fills you up more, and so it kind of works its way like out, like it bottoms itself out. I think it's something to that effect. This is how the saying goes. So just being aware of that, but just remembering to listen to your body, that food is medicine, and that we need to take care of ourselves because, we get to be healthy. We get to live beautiful lives. We get to enjoy our time here on this earth. And that's really important. And it's a really important thing. It moves us to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So we have two here. We have the Lord reverse, and we have the Nine of Wands reverse. We're tired of constant fighting. We really are. We don't want it. Now, that being said, right, Aries, we will fight when need be, right? Because the Lord is the Emperor energy reverse. We're represented by the Emperor in the major arcana, so we can get in our own way. We can fight if we need to fight, but we're tired of fighting. But it can be reactionary. Okay, another fight. Let's go. Let's do this. We'll push. We'll make it done. Like, we'll get it done. We'll get it to there, type of thing. And Spirit is saying, what if you step back a bit? What if you said, I choose me, and I'm not doing the craziness anymore. I choose me, and I'm standing up for me in a loving, compassionate way, but in a powerful way. And that's going to be really good for the month of August, because you really are done with, everybody's opinion. This is how you should do things. This is how you should do things. This is that. And it's like, everybody has this way of like, oh, it'll just be perfect if you just listen to me. And it's like, you're not figuring it out. Why the heck should I listen to you? So just be aware of this during this time. Justice reverse. We're coming from a time period, and we're coming from a place where a lot of things haven't been just. A lot of things haven't been fair. We've looked at it and like shaken our heads and been like, what the heck is even going on here? It's overwhelming. So with justice reversed, it's like, how do I find balance within myself? How am I fair to me, right? Because at the end of the day, we have to choose ourselves in August, meaning that I'm choosing moving forward in love, peace, and harmony so that I can best uphold my responsibilities, so I can best go after what I want in life, so I can live the most fulfilled and beautiful life and not sit here and like feel like I'm drowning, So just being aware of that is going to be really important. Not trying to get things to be fair or trying to get things to change that just aren't. That's also going to be really important. We need to be in balance with ourselves as well, embracing our warrior energy and our compassionate energy, because that's a huge part of an Aries energy. It's like, if you can embrace your softness and your hardness at the exact same time, you're golden, that's a complicated thing to do. With the 10 of Wands, this is going to be a month where you can take on a lot. Okay, you put a lot on your shoulders. You can say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, we're going to do the other things. Pile it on, right? I have so many things I want to achieve. I have so many things I want to go after. Nothing's going to stop me. However, you're going to pile it on so much that it's like, oh my gosh, I can't. And now I'm overwhelmed. We can even have trouble starting. It's like, oh my gosh, I have all these things on my plate, all these things I want to do. Step by step is going to be the best way forward for us. Going slow, going steady, looking at ourselves and saying step by step, slowly, steadily, powerfully, I move forward in me. We're also going to need to put down everything that we're carrying and say, okay, what's important here? What is it that I really need to do? And we can boil this month down to a few main things that will make the biggest impact on our lives and change us the most powerfully, because the moon, we're facing our fears during this time. August, if we're in the northern hemisphere, it's sunny, it's bright, but there's just an energy here of like, I'm tired of I'm tired of the shadows. And why I said it's sunny and bright in the northern hemisphere is because the southern hemisphere, right, it could be a little bit more like dark and cozy, and so we can just kind of like let things sit in the shadows, but that's not even feeling right anymore. Spirit's like, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. There's this real sense of, okay, wiping my hands of this, moving forward, like rolling up my sleeves, I'm going to go and get this done. And we very much have a go-getting, determined, focused energy during this time. It illuminates us and it empowers us. We're not going to fit in, okay? And that is something, Aries, that we can find hard because we like there to be structure and orders to things, and everything kind of like a place for everything and everything in its place. And we're not going to be like that in this August. It's just not going to be. I'm going to look at things and go a little bit over here, a little bit over here. Let's see what happens type of deal. We have very strict outlines for ourselves, but we don't want anybody to put us in a box. We don't want anybody to say, oh, it has to be like this or it has to be like that. So being aware of this is going to be super important. With the 5 of Cups, all right, changing our mind is changing our lives. We can look at things that have fallen apart. We can look at things that haven't gone according to plan, and we can absolutely be devastated by it. And we can stay there forever and ever, and people do. It's just not going to help us. We need to look at things differently for ourselves, look at how we're moving forward for us. With the 5 of Cups, change your mind, change your life. Look at what has spilt. It's mud, right? It's gone into the earth again. I can't change it. So now I look at what stands and I move forward in the power of me. And that moves us to this place where we start to say, I'm choosing me. I'm choosing to walk forward in my heart, in my soul, in my connection, in what I love, and what's beautiful for me, and where I need to be. And it isn't ending as severe as a divorce sometimes, where it's like I'm divorcing myself from this old way of looking at things, from this old way of being. I'm freeing myself. I'm liberating myself. And this is a time where we choose freedom. This is a time here, Aries, where you choose you. And it's like, no, I need to do this for me because I'm the main player in my life. I'm not sitting on the sidelines anymore. And so August is a powerful, distinct time, and that is beautiful. It moves us to our subconscious spirit message, which here is courage. I love that. Subconsciously, you have so much more courage than you even think. And what plant is this? This is the, I don't know, borage. And then we have our chakra message, which is the heart chakra. So we do have a blockage in the heart chakra around forgiveness, okay? It's not forgiving everybody else, though that can come in time. It is forgiving ourselves. It is moving forward in healing. It is moving forward in love. And it is embracing our forgiveness. And so embracing our heart chakra, tapping over our heart chakra is super important. Sitting in meditation with the color green can also be super important. But just saying, I trust my heart. Because Aries, we can find, as funny as some might think this to be, we are very sensitive. And we have found that walling up our heart was just easier, right? It was just easier than all the other nonsense that was going on. And now it's time to let those walls crumble. And it's time to say, I move forward in love. I move forward in love, and nothing can stop me. Because if you are a person who moves forward in love, if you say, this is what I love, this is what I'm passionate about, this is who I am, it's so rare. Most people never, ever meet a person like that. Everybody's playing a game. What if you step into your energy, step into yourself, and say, but I am me. And I'm not here to play your games. I'm here to win my game, but I'm not here to play yours. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Another 10. This is a completion of a cycle, right? But here, be mindful of the 10 of Swords. So be mindful that we're coming to a completion of a cycle when it comes to the way that we think about ourselves, the words that we use around ourselves, but also that we're looking at things and we're transforming, but we're scared of transforming. We're scared of what lies ahead. So here, we can be looking at all the heartbreak we've been through, all the anger, all the frustration, and thinking, oh no, I can't possibly change this. Like, this is just how it is. And Spirit's like, no, you're rising out of vileness, of doubt, of fear, of negativity, of maybe not even the negative ways people said things to us, but the negative ways we heard things because they were playing off of other hurts and other feels and other traumas that we have been through. And now we're like, I'm not doing this anymore. So be mindful that we can be caught in a trap of like, no, I can't transform, right? I can't change, or, this is too big, this is too much. It's not. It's not. It's all going to start with things that are so small that people are going to be like, oh, why didn't you do this a while ago? It's not a big deal, but it was a big deal to you. And now you step into this energy more and more and more. You embrace your heart, you embrace your courage, you embrace your tenacity, and then all of a sudden, like, you're unstoppable. And that is awesome. It moves us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is another 10, the 10 of Pentacles. Be very mindful during this time. And this seems to be a case for a lot of people now, where it's like, be mindful of being envious. Because we're going to look at others and think, oh, wow, this is so easy for them. And they're going to look at us and think, oh, wow, that's so easy for you. It's going to be different things that we're envious of each other about, but it's still the envy that's flying around for one reason or another. And it's like, comparison is a thief of joy. Let it go. Embrace what makes you prosperous. This is also identifying generational curses, right? Generational trauma, and saying, I see you. I'm not defined by you. You haven't written my story. You might, have a part of my story and have the way that I'm coming out of things, and, have my, redemption arc or my hero's tale come forward. But I'm not stopping because it got hard, or I'm not stopping because other people in my family did, or other people in my line did. I'm here to win it. And that's it. That's it. All right. Yeah. So don't compare yourself to anybody, because you're here to have such a beautiful life, but also to stand so proudly in being you. And sometimes we forget, along the way. Sometimes we forget and we're like, oh, I'm not proud of me right now. And that's fine. We can be like unhappy with us for a moment, but proud with us for a lifetime. That's what matters. All right. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye. Hi, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by more people. So thank you so very much for doing so. And let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh goodness, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, okay. All right, Leo. So we are crowned here with the Hangman. So the Hangman is coming up, meaning that we're going to start seeing things differently than we have before. And there's a sense of like things being uncomfortable, right? Because the Hangman is an uncomfortable position. But here, you see with the kind of like, I don't know what shape this is with the legs, but this is a sign of awakening. And this is a sign of deeper knowledge coming your way. So that is going to be something to be very aware of during this time, is that even though we're looking at things quite differently than we have before, it's leading us towards awakening. It's leading us into a deeper understanding of ourselves. But it's saying, hey, listen, things might not be as comfortable as they once were. August can be a little bit of pushing us out of our comfort zone, having us see things differently, having us look at ourselves differently. But we're going to start to see where it is that we need to be for us and the changes that we need to make for the betterment of us. It moves us then to the Hierophant reverse. So if you have Taurus energy in your chart, if you have Taurus energy in your life, Leo, this can come through like a little bit grating, a little bit like, ugh. But there's also a sense of going against kind of the establishment, right? Going against the normal way of things, or the top-down structure of things, or like you're supposed to fit in like this. And it's like, but why? Why not be like this or like that? So just knowing that we're going to be having a little bit of growing pains and a little bit of like wanting to see things differently or questioning the way that we're moving forward. We then have the Eight of Pentacles, which is hard work and dedication. We're going to be very hard workers during this time, even though we are going to kind of like push against the certain ways that people want us to do things, or ways that we think we should be doing things. We can also be finding that some relationships can be coming to an end during this time, or some things have just reached their natural end. Can also be a very interesting development. And with the Eight of Pentacles, there is this sense here of hard work, of dedication. We can throw ourselves into our work in August, but we're also planting seeds to really build up our finances and move us forward in prosperity. And then moves us to the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Again, we have that strong Taurus energy here. But we're coming through as being students of our prosperity, students of our success, earth sign energy. Okay, if we have children in our lives who are earth sign energies, again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, they could be our children, they could be our grandchildren, they could be children that we work with, nieces, nephews, however they come into our lives. They're going to be teaching us lessons about our prosperity and about the way that we're moving forward in prosperity. But they're also going to have us looking at ourselves and saying, how do I move forward in my financial success and in seeing myself as prosperous? So this is us looking at us quite differently than we have before, connecting with our inner child, connecting with our inner way of what we desired from wealth, how we saw wealth when we were younger, how that's being interpreted into how we see wealth and success within ourselves now. So that's going to be a big thing. We then have the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is seeing vampiric energy. Now, this is energy that has kept us stuck. This is energy that has held us back. It has drained us. It has overwhelmed us. And there are certain things here where it's like, okay, where's the toxic energy around success, prosperity, and abundance? Where were we drained? And how do we move forward in prosperity and in bounty of self? So there's going to be certain things that come up where we'll be like, wow, I don't know why I'm having such an intense reaction to this. And yet Spirit's going to be like, okay, vampiric reaction to, triggering things that made us feel small, that made us feel worthless, that made us feel overwhelmed. And then it leads us, which is the perfect segue, into the Strength card. Now, the Strength card represents us, Leo, in the major arcana. This is the essence of us coming forward. And the way that we can be the way that we can be countering negativity and feeling overwhelmed is by really embracing, or excuse me, what is it called? Is going to be by negative Leo traits. So we can be overly stubborn. We can be, kind of in the middle of everything, but not really showing any of us. So it's like everybody knows us, everybody sees us, but they don't know us. So just being aware of this during this time. We can also be very cat-like, right? So we're here and then we're just gone and nobody knows, why, or they'll be like, what happened to Leo? Where did they go? And we were just like, we just left. It was time to go. We just left. So just being aware of that during this time is again going to be very important, because if we know, okay, you know what? In August, I just need to treat myself a little bit kinder. I need to be gentler with myself. I need to give myself time to recharge, however recharging works for you, whether you're introverted or extroverted. That's going to be important, because what you're seeing here is that you're building towards something that is very important to you, something that really shows your success and prosperity within yourself. But you're going to be going against the grain of the way people usually do things. And so you're going to be standing out. You're going to be seeing yourself in a different light. You're going to be questioning the way that you've been moving forward, or what you've been moving towards, or do you want to make this change? Don't you want to make this change? Because again, there's a sense here of embracing like this idea of success and prosperity, kind of like a mainstream idea of success and prosperity, but you're putting your own spin on it. You're saying, but these are my talents. Like, this is the way I can move this forward. This is how I'm utilizing my strengths and myself. And you're astoundingly hardworking during this time. I mean, this can be a month where like you work the vacation summer month away, right? And it's like you get super, super far, super successful. You are going after a lot of questions. Like, you're saying, well, what about this? And what about that? And how about this? And how about that? It pays off for you. But just know that there can be energy around you that you're trying to run away from. That can be like, okay, well, I'm just seeing it as like it could be reckless spending is how it's going to come forward. So just be very mindful about this, because we'll sit there and think, oh, okay, well, I've earned this, or I can do this because of XYZ. And it's like, yeah, okay, true. But also giving yourself a little bit of a cushion, giving yourself a bit of a safety net, and also being kinder to yourself and not having to prove anything to anybody else. That is going to be really, really, really important for you. Making sure that you keep yourself grounded, making sure that you set realistic goals for yourself, because you're also going to have a tendency during this month, Leo, to set really high goals for yourself. You'll make them, most likely you really will, but at what cost? Like, how much will you burn yourself out in the process of doing so? So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a butterfly in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced at random. So good luck to everyone. And hit the bell notification if you want to be notified when that announcement is made. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So this is strength reverse. So that is reiterating that we are that we are out of alignment with ourselves, or it'll be very easy to be out of alignment with ourselves during this month, especially if we don't calm it down, center ourselves. We can have very childish reactions to things. So there's the mature Leo and there's the immature Leo. So just being aware of this during this time. Strength is represented by the bearberries. Those are reversed. Our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is peace. This is the crown chakra. And Spirit is saying here, crown yourself in peace and move forward with the blessing of this crown chakra, with the openness of this energy of healing, of harmony, of really stepping into your energy and into yourself. So that is beautiful, opened crown chakra, really embracing your peace and embracing what you love. Also, slowing things down during August will be highly beneficial. It's not going to be what we want to do. We really want to put our nose to the grindstone. We want to get things done. We want to push for, these wins. And it makes sense, right? But if we don't slow down and keep things in order, we can just get overwhelmed and then suffer a burnout, or they'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't do any of this, and just kind of walk away. So do be aware of that. It moves us to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is the Prince of Swords reverse, which is the Knight of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this is reckless energy. This is like getting really upset and running your mouth, right? That's what the Prince of Swords does. So we can have an air sign energy that just talks and then thinks, but we can also have that happen to ourselves during this time. So do be mindful about this. Be mindful about, be mindful of impatience, and be mindful of pushing yourself really, really hard because you impatiently want to, hit a level up or hit a goal and move forward and think like, oh, okay, if I get to this spot, then everything will be better. And then we're just going to see that different challenges are in our way and different doubts and different fears come forward. So being aware of this is going to be a very important thing. We're moving towards awakening, but again, it's uncomfortable, right? We're looking at things and we kind of want things to keep in the status quo, to keep the way that we want to see them. And yet during this time, we're going to see, especially in certain structures of things, we're going to see flaws. We're going to see, kind of like cracks in the armor. And that is going to be important for us to say, okay, how am I moving forward here? And what do I want? So just be mindful about this. The Hierophant is the Pope in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Represents the Pope, right? So the Pope is the highest, authority on things, especially in medieval times. So this can be a time where we're questioning what we never thought to question before. And we're looking at things and we can feel like there was unwavering energy that we were never supposed to question, or we never thought of questioning, or we always thought, oh well, this will just be like this. And it's starting to show cracks. So this is a time where having just, blind, unwavering, okay, that's the way we're going to do it type of thing isn't really going to work out. So just be aware of this during this time. We are hardworking, we are dedicated, we are determined, and we are focused, and that serves us very, very, very well. We can be workaholics during this month, so do be aware of that, especially on vacations. Like, you will have a tendency to bring your work with you, and either it's like, okay, that's just the way it is, and everybody's going to have to accept it, or yeah, it's going to be difficult for you to shut off. So just be aware of that during this time. With the Page of Pentacles, you are seeing new ideas come your way, new business endeavors, new earning ideas, but this real sense of like, I can plant the seed. Like, I'm planting the seed. What will happen? Like, I'm building this. What's going to happen? How is this going to move forward? Where am I going to go? What is this going to be? And with the Four of Pentacles, we do have vampiric energy coming in, old doubts, old fears, things that people said to us when we were small, that we're thinking, oh no, I can't possibly make it. I can't possibly do this. So just being aware of this with the Four of Pentacles, but also just a sense of feeling drained, of feeling overwhelmed, kind of overextending ourselves too, is going to be very, very, very important. And taking in too many different ideas and trying to make them all work at once, it's kind of like we need to learn how to balance. That's also going to be a very important thing. And then we have a tendency to get in our own way. We can want results way too fast. We can be really harsh on ourselves. We can be our own worst critics. So do be aware of that during this time as well. We can also be a little bit aloof and not really know it, because, sometimes that does happen, and we can feel, kind of kept out of something. And it's like, well, why am I being kept out of this? And we have that cat-like nature to us coming forward during this time, where it can be like, well, I didn't know you wanted to come. And they could really mean like, I didn't know you wanted to come. So just being aware of that, being sure to advocate for yourself, but also being sure to say, do I really want this? Like, is this something that I really want to move forward with? Or is this something that I'm just feeling a little wounded or a little bit like forgotten during this time, and I don't really want to be participating in XYZ, but I don't want to feel like I'm being left out. So just be aware of that too. Being open and honest with yourself is also going to be really important. Our subconscious spirit message is here. It is mystery, and this is the ghost pipe, and this is reversed. We can feel like the mystery is gone. We can feel like things are a little bit humdrum, like a little bit like, okay, and this, and then this, and then this. So just being aware of that, embracing the mystery, the wonderment, finding the little things that are just beautiful that we take for granted, and starting to see the beauty, in the cliches, like in the sunset, in the sunrise, in the flower, in children laughing in the way that the dog can just run and run and run and just be so blissful. Like, just those little things is going to be a very beautiful thing for us. It moves us then to our Earth Star chakra, located 6 inches below our feet. This is Mother Earth. Connecting with nature is also going to be a very charging, powerful thing for us. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. And the 6 of Swords is telling us that, just like the Prince of Swords told us, we can be reckless. We can want to charge forward just for the sake of moving, just for the sake of feeling like, okay, I'm getting there, I'm pushing, I'm going. So just being aware of this is going to be really important, because Spirit is saying to us, slow down, think things through, say what it is that you want, and then, single-mindedly go after it, because that's going to be our best way. But we can bite off too much. Like, we can really sit there and say, I want too much in August. Like, I want to do it all. And then we can't do it all because it's impossible. We get really harsh on ourselves. We get really negative on ourselves. So just being aware of that, because you achieve so much in this month. You achieve so much here, Leo, that you have to see it. You have to see it and stop being down on yourself. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, and this is the 3 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords is releasing heartbreak and pain and disappointment, and it's like, no. And we're going to find that we have a very visceral reaction to certain things, where it's like, no, I'm not being defined by that pain, by that wound, by that hurt, and it's like, I'm just walking away from it. I'm just letting it go. And People might not understand like why we're doing such a hard break from certain things, but it's going to be very empowering for us. Okay. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye. Hi, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by more people. So thank you so very much for doing so. Now let's see what the tarot has to say. Oh, and if you're interested in a private reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It is listed in the description box below. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Fantastic. So we are crowned here with the Hangman reverse. So we're seeing things differently. So just being aware of that. And we look at things differently. I mean, if you've stumbled across this channel, if you're part of this family, then you just see things differently than other people do. It's not a bad thing. It is a you thing. And it's part of your soul and the reason why you're on this earthly plane. So you're questioning yourself. You're like, am I seeing things the right way? Am I moving forward in the right way? Do I know what it is that I want? Should I be more like everybody else? Am I doing things right? So there's a lot of questioning that can come up during this month, which, I mean, as a Sagittarian, we question anyway. So that is a natural part of ourselves. But we can really have a lot of doubt layered with that questioning. So do be mindful about that. It can make it so that we get a little bit paralyzed with like, oh, can I move forward? Can I not? Should I do this? Should I not? So just be aware we can also take too many opinions into consideration. We then have the Ace of Swords. This is God's source spirit. However you see the divine, the universe, handing us a gift of knowledge, of creativity, of power of voice, of insight, of intuition. And we're really cutting through a lot of negativity, hurt, pain, disappointment. And we're saying, this is me. But we're also seeing everything that has forged us in our life, everything that has been hard, that has been overwhelming, that has made us question ourselves. We're now like, you know what? I see me. Like, I know I had to go through all of that to really see me. And it's not saying that any of that was okay and that, people can get off the hook, but it's really seeing that we were forged. We were like put into a hot oven and then hammered and hammered and hammered, just like a sword is made. So that's going to be part of our power during this time. It's like, I have these battle scars, yeah, but I've earned them. Like, I stand here strong and powerful. And it moves us then to the Knight of Swords reverse. So we're taking the gift of the Ace of Swords, the gift that God's source spirit has given us, but we're not really seeing that we can utilize it. So with the Knight of Swords, there's a sense of wanting to charge forward, of wanting to be the hero of the story, or wanting somebody to rescue things, and not realizing that we have to kind of step back, think things through. We want things to happen really, really quickly. We're also going to be kind of egged on by air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So if we have this energy in our chart, if we have this energy in our life, it plays through very powerfully during this time. But we also want to move forward very quickly. We don't want things to have to, sit and wait and build and be, this way about it or that way about it. We want to be in it right now. So just being aware of this during this time is going to be super important. We're also going to be very drawn to people who are making really fast decisions, because we're going to be thinking, wow, they're really just going for it, but they're also making reckless decisions. So we have to be mindful of that. We can be really pulled in by recklessness, thinking that it's, assertion. It moves us then, to the three of wands. The three of wands is the sense of doors opening, right? But with the three of wands reverse, it's going to be doors opening within ourselves. It's not necessarily doors opening externally. So we can actually get a bit frustrated here during this time, where it's like, oh, but this is supposed to be here and that was supposed to be through. We can actually find that there are setbacks that come. There are things that get lost in the mail. There are things that, we're waiting for this phone call, or we're waiting for this email, or we're waiting for this, or we're waiting for that. And it's like, hurry up and wait is a theme of this month. But it's also this real sense of, are you sure? Are you putting your energy into something that will grow? Or are you putting your energy into something just so that we can put our energy into something because we think we should be doing this, we think we should be doing that? So we're going to get setbacks that make us look at things differently, that make us look at ourselves differently, that make us question, that make us, see things in a different light. We then have the three of swords. So it's very interesting is that doors open within us, but we're also starting to see the scars that have made us. And that's a huge part of this month for us. Even though we might think, oh, I don't want that. I don't want scars. I don't want hurt. I don't want pain. Of course, like, who does? But life comes with scars. It's that sense of the sword being forged, right? It goes into the hot oven. You then take it out. You bang it. You dump it into water, to cool it, and you see what comes out. And sometimes the metal breaks, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we break as human beings along our journey, and sometimes we don't. And here with the Three of Swords, we're looking at our heartbreak, we're looking at our pain, we're looking at our disappointment, and we're finding voice to it. And at first, we are going to find a bit of a reckless voice to it, or a bit of a dismissive voice to ourselves. And this is going to be a time where we have to learn to really embrace the voice that has come through, the voice that has lived, the voice that has loved and lost and hurt and grown. And it's not always the most it's not always what everybody wants, because we want things to be beautiful and easy and perfectly curated in a very certain way. But here, there's a raw honesty to things that actually people are going to be drawn to you for. It's like, oh, wow, you were open and honest about this. Oh, wow, you saw it this way. And it moves us then to the Five of Swords. We have to remember, as we're healing through pain, that we're not the same person we were. We have this idea of ourselves. And we usually do, right? As human beings, we get this idea of ourselves. So I'm really good at math, but I'm not good at storytelling. I'm really good at cooking, but I'm not good at baking. So, you can sit there and tell ourselves all these different stories until we believe, oh, this is the way I am. And yet it might be like, well, I just find baking boring, or I haven't baked the right cake that really gets me interested. So here with the Five of Swords, looking at things differently and seeing ourselves and saying, I'm not the narrative I've told me. I'm so much more, and I'm opening up my world, and I'm opening up myself, and I'm moving me forward. And it brings us then to the Seven of Pentacles. It brings us then to a place of patience, but also prosperity. And as we patiently build, we see ourselves. We see what we desire in our life. We see ourselves moving forward towards success and towards, bigger, better things. But it's like, okay, this is the time, and this is going to be the month where we set things up. We set things up and we align things. We align things for the harvest to come. We align things for the prosperity that we need to see within ourselves, but also for seeing our voice and hearing our voice for the first time in a long time. And that's going to be really important for this month for us, is that we're finally starting to hear ourselves. We're finally starting to connect with ourselves in a really powerful way. We lost the story. We lost our plot, and now we're getting it back. And we're seeing the pain that we have been through. And instead of seeing it as, something aggravating or negative or, a why me, we're looking at things and saying, I'm fierce, and I lived through that. And now I'm moving forward because I'm a warrior. And that is just, we're taking the narrative of our story and we're really moving forward in it. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. But the thing is, right here, right with the Hangman, is that we're questioning ourselves. we're seeing ourselves as a warrior and then thinking, am I like, seriously? No, not really. I'm not that strong, or I'm not that powerful. And we'll talk ourselves out of it. And we can talk ourselves out of things during this month. I mean, around words, around communication, around insight. We're sucking everything in. We're like sponges. We're sucking in all the all the stories, all the language, all the beauty of it all the communication. So just be aware of this, that we can take in the really good, but we can also take in the really negative. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a butterfly in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced at random. So good luck to everyone. Hit the bell notification so you can be notified when that announcement is made. We have strawberries here, and it says enjoy. I love strawberries, especially fresh strawberries when they're, warm from the sun. And it says here, enjoy. And that's going to be a secret to this time. And that's actually a secret to our life. It is time to enjoy things. It is time to embrace the beauty of things. And it's a time to embrace the beauty of us and to enjoy ourselves. And to look at us and say, you know what? I can shoulda, coulda, woulda. I can wish up and down the Mississippi. But now I'm starting to enjoy me. Now I'm looking at things and seeing the beauty within me. And that is a very beautiful thing. And that is a very powerful thing. And it moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, and show me clearly. This is listening, reverse. That's why Spirit said, like, the voice is so important during this time. Communication, the voice, even though we have the messenger reversed, right? The Knight of Swords reversed, we feel like things are kind of out of our control. They're out of our hands at times. But here, if we embrace the throat chakra and we embrace listening, because we're going to have a blockage in our throat chakra, humming, singing, chanting, or even just listening to that energy is going to be very beneficial for us. Listening, showing up, that is going to be a powerful thing. Because in a world where everybody talks and nobody listens, if we listen, we will find that that's our superpower. It will help us in our family settings. It will help us in our work settings. It will help us in life. And it'll also help us with ourselves. Let me listen to me. What am I frustrated about? What am I happy about? What am I moving towards? Where do I want to be? Let me listen to me. And that is going to be a very beautiful thing. And that is a very beautiful thing. It moves us to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels. This is the Four of Cups reverse. So be mindful here that we can get really caught up in one narrative of things. Okay? One way somebody says things, one way we see things. It's going to be this one narrative. And we're going to have something that pulls us out of our comfort zone. And our first reaction to that is going to be, no, I'm not doing this. This is nonsense. I'm not doing this. But it is actually spirit pulling us on a different path that is very, very needed. It's kind of like when you're learning how to do a martial art and you go to a class, right? And everybody does everything. And they've been doing these drills all the time, right? And they all move like in a dance, like they all know what they're doing. And you're sitting there kind of like a schmuck, like you don't know what you're doing and you're stumbling. And it's like, I'm never going back. But if you go back, you learn to dance. And here it's spirit talking to you. And we're so busy, right, in our world saying, oh, but I know this and I know that we're not listening to the dance. We're not listening to the music that spirit is bringing, saying to us, okay, let's try that line. Let's try these steps. Let's open up that door. So just being aware of that is going to be a very important thing. And it's going to help us. What's going to help us is listening and connecting. We see things differently. And we're questioning ourselves because we're going to be thinking, since things can feel like it's a little bit rocky. It can feel like, oh, I haven't transformed the way that I want to, or I'm not at the place that I wanted to be, or I wanted bigger growth, bigger this, bigger that. And this isn't hitting the high notes that I expected. So we can look at ourselves and say, well, it has to be me. But it is also here saying to us, it's not you. It's saying, settle into you and see you, listen to you, and see what your heart is saying. See what your soul is saying. See how you're opening up the door. What do you want? What have you now declared within yourself that you want? Because you've made a declaration, Sagittarius. And that's what's going to be so exciting about this month, is that this is you taking hold of that declaration and bringing it forward for the rest of the year, yes, but also for like the rest of your life, which is huge. And there's a clarity that comes forward. And that's what the Ace of Swords. And we don't see it because we're the Knight of Swords reversed, right? We have this impetuous, pushy energy around us. It can be because of somebody else, right? We can be dealing with somebody who is very pushy, very impetuous, very does things and then thinks about the consequences of them. Or we can have that energy around us too. Like we can do things and then think of the consequences. So just be mindful about this. We need to listen. We need to slow things down. We need to look at the way the world is opening to us within us, not externally, internally. And we also need to know that we're healing from pains that have scarred us, that have wounded us, that would have brought other people down. We're healing from these pains, and we're not the person we once were. We're not. And if we keep on stepping into the old narrative, we'll keep on putting ourselves back. We'll keep on saying, oh, I can't do this. I can't move forward this way. I don't get to have X, Y, Z. And Spirit's like, no, be patient. Be patient, because within the count of 7, it can be 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, or the 7th month, right? Well, no, that was July. Huh, interesting. No, there's something here that happened. It's like within the 7th month, the seed was planted, and it has now started to grow. So just be aware of this, because I know now in the 8th month, but there's something here. It started in July, and you will see kind of more fruit of its labors coming forward in August, and you will be very surprised. Okay. All right, Sagittarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. Oh, wait, I forgot. Our ending with our subconscious. We have here connection reverse. This is foxglove. We need to embrace connection with ourselves, with other people, and really see us moving forward in that energy and in that showing up. Because right now we don't feel connected. We feel kind of adrift, kind of overwhelmed. So being aware of this is going to be important. It moves us then to our root chakra, which is balance. And here it is reversed again. So I know, like, reverse energies, people get really upset. It is just different ways for Spirit to tell the stories, because there's only so many cards in a deck. And here it's a blockage in the root chakra, but it's a blockage around our balance. And what is Sagittarius but balance? We are represented by temperance. Temperance is balance in the major arcana. And so claiming our balance, claiming our harmony, finding balance within ourselves is going to be one of the most important and prosperous and bountiful things we can do for us. But it's also going to be one of the most challenging. So focusing on our root chakra, grounding ourselves, rooting ourselves, and embracing our energy of balance, even focusing on our physical balance. If we want to put in, kind of like a little bit of yoga into that, focusing on our physical balance, we can find that we easily, we don't have our center of gravity right now, like our center balance, and claiming that balance again is going to help claim us, move us forward. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of, which is the 3 of Swords. We have the 3 of Swords here, which says, okay, we're going to be looking at the heartbreak and pain in our life. We do not want to be eaten by it. We don't. It is so easy when pain comes forward for all of a sudden that becomes all we can focus on. Or it's like, well, it wasn't fair. And it's like, yes, that's true. It wasn't fair, but it isn't our definition. And here it is looking at the pain. It is looking at the heartbreak. It is looking at the disappointment. It is seeing it, but it is not letting that define us. And it's healing. It's knowing our strength, and it's seeing ourselves as being forged, as so much more than we ever thought we could be. And it moves us then to our subconscious. Here we go. Tarot message, which is transformation. Here now, this is the death card. This is Scorpio energy. So if you're born on the cusp with Scorpio, if you have Scorpio in your chart, this is reversed. So it can be that we're a little bit secretive, that we kind of want to keep things to ourselves, hide things a little bit to us. But we can also be dealing with a secretive energy, and during this time, it's around a wound that we have had and a secret kept with it. And it can be that we didn't want people to know that this affected us as much as it had, or we're afraid of the anxiety of the future, comes forward. What if I don't do this? What if this doesn't happen? And so here we're fighting the transformation that's coming to us. And as we're fighting the transformation, because we are naturally supposed to transform, we're keeping ourselves stuck. And that's keeping us weighed down. That's keeping us like sick. It's making us not feel good. So just be aware of this during this time, Sagittarius, because you're really wanting to open up the door to this whole new future, to this brave, beautiful world. And it's not by being stuck and stagnant that's actually going to keep us, that's going to keep us down. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.